This is the Lights On Show. My name is Jacob Morset. I'm an honor student at Boise State University, and this is my podcast centered around turning the lights on. I go and talk to day-to-day professionals to learn how they've mastered their craft. We go in-depth on the inner workings of their perspective, their process, and their strategies, all in the hopes of inspiring others. All right, guys, as the intro says, welcome back to another episode of the Lights On Show. This episode, I have a conversation with Aidan Moeck, who, if you guys listened to the last episode, is the daughter of Ryan Moeck. So that is super cool, and she is also a senior, same as I, except for we go to different schools, but we know each other through our Sunday school class. And it's a really interesting conversation. We talk about kind of how she's preparing for adulthood and how she builds patience and how patience and attitudes and all that kind of stuff all kind of ties together. So it's really cool to hear her perspective on it and to have a conversation about it. In this episode, I try a new editing technique. Previously, I had been going through all my audio files, listening to the duration of the episode, and adjusting my audio levels so that way I don't have too many peaks and too many lows that are really crazy individually, and it takes me forever. So in this episode, I actually was looking around some of the settings on Audacity, which is the program that I use, and was able to look at some of the almost auto stuff they have, and so I messed around with that a little bit. So I think it sounds pretty good. I think it's pretty clean. I think it gets the job done in way less time. So if something does happen and it sounds like complete crap and it really bugs you, follow me on Twitter at lights_show and DM me or tweet at me. Be like, yo, your audio sucks. Go back to the old ways. And I will be able to do that. But I think this will be a permanent stay and a lot easier for me to do it. Anyways, that's it for the kind of intro of this episode. Let's just get right into it. All right. Hey, how do you feel today? How do you feel about doing this? You a little nervous?
Pumped.
You're pumped.
I'm so ready for this.
Pumped.
Yeah.
Your ankle's healing and you're pumped.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, let's kind of get right into this. Explain who you are and kind of introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay. Well, I am Aidan Moeck, and I am a senior at Rogers High School right now. Getting ready to end the school year. It's gonna be great.
Super hyped.
Oh yeah. Oh, also pretty sad. It's been a great year, and I'm sad to leave Rogers. It's okay. But next year I get to go to Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah. And
That's exciting.
Oh yeah. I'm planning on going into industrial design, kind of just like my dad.
Which was the last week's episode.
Oh.
Ryan Moeck. Look at that. Woo!
Plug.
Yeah. Right, so keep going. Yeah, that's it. All right.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
But BT Dubs, guys, she is also a member of the Church of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Hence the BYU plug.
Yes.
she's getting in there. Be with our people.
Mm-hmm. All the way down in Utah. Let's go.
Utah's gonna be so nice though. Like lower taxes.
Oh, I know.
Actual 4 seasons.
Yes.
Washington, it just rains and then it's kind of sunny.
Just a little bit. Just for a little while.
Yeah, a little bit and then
then it rains again.
And then it's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's really not good to have a Jeep because I really want to take off the top of the Jeep, but it rains for half the week and then it's sunny the other half.
And it's too much work.
It's just too much work.
Exactly.
It's tough. Anyways, so this episode's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more of a in-depth kind of conversation, more like with Riley Schneider's episode. I don't remember what episode number that is, but if you guys have listened to it, it's been kind of like that style. Yeah, go find it. That was a super awesome one. More of just a in-depth conversation, trying to get her perspective and just allow us to talk about the topics I have obviously listed for us. So Aidan has a huge family, as I think we mentioned on Ryan Moeck's interview. He has 8 kids, and specifically what I want to talk to her about is how she builds patience, and then kind of how she's going through this whole adulting process. So I think we should just get right into it with the building patience. How have you, how does your huge family affect, how has that interacted with you? How much do you like that? How does that kind of work?
Oh, I love it. But one thing you have to understand is that I don't really know what the word quiet means. When I'm at home doing my homework,
it's loud.
It is so loud. There's someone on the piano playing not even music, but just
hammer.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you have like babies too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
House.
And it's right exactly like finger level. It's there's always someone playing the piano. If the piano isn't being played, there's music on.
Try not to touch that.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna touch it anymore.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. There's people running around. If you're downstairs, there's always someone jumping right above you upstairs. It's so loud. I don't know what quiet means. So I think being patient is kind of built in me just because
it's just something you've had to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my patience with sound is like so little. Like literally when I was just thinking like throughout the entire school year, like Gavin's playing video games or my stepbrother, or like the timer goes off in the kitchen and I'm doing homework and it just makes me so mad. And I'm like, when I go to college, I'm going to only study in the library. It's only going to be quiet. Like I'm not going to ever be in my dorm. And I just have like I just hate noise.
Yeah.
And that's just so crazy to hear that you're used to it.
Yeah, it's something I can block out pretty easy. It's kind of a hindrance sometimes because I can block people's voices out. And then when I realize they're talking to me, I like did not even hear what they said. And you're like, oops. Yeah. So I can block out people's noises or people's voices, noises, that kind of thing. One thing is hard though is music. That one's hard to block out. So that's definitely
what kind of music?
Just any music.
Any music in general?
Especially if it has lyrics.
Yeah, well,
it's like party music. I want to sing to it. I want to like dance and get out of it. I don't want to do the homework. But.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like the opposite. Like I like music. I don't like the with lyrics because then I'll start singing it and like I kind of just like go crazy with it. Exactly. But I feel like instrumental music works so well for me, or even like lo-fi beats. Like I hate to sound like a millennial, like lo-fi, but like lo-fi beats, at least for me, like the lo-fi beats just help to create almost like a white noise that then blocks out the unwanted. I think what really my problem might be is not just it's not sound, but it's inconsistent sound. It's sound that grabs your attention. So kind of like someone playing the piano, that would probably tick me off because it's like the abstract. It's not consistent, and it would pull my attention.
Piano, right? And it's not even anyway.
Yeah, because if they're playing a normal piece, it's really hard to tell when people are doing good things because most of us only focus on the negative things. But with sound specifically,
the flaws, right?
It's all the flaws, and then that draws your attention and distracts you from your studies. Yeah. So how like if you could give me a tip, then like how do you do that? I'm very curious. How can you deal with this rambunctious, attention-grabbing noise? And we do similar classes, and we're both going in on our homework. Like we have to go in.
Yeah.
Double hand.
Get in the zone.
Boom, in.
Exactly.
How do you do that?
That's a hard question to answer just because I've grown up with this. So it's like something I've been used to. I guess a tip would be...
Like almost expose yourself to it more?
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Put yourself in a position and like try not to get mad about it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Try not to get mad about it. Maybe see the good in it. Like I have to focus on the fact that, hey, my siblings are being really, really loud, but I love them and they're having fun right now. Like I don't want to ruin that. I'm ruining their childhood, right? Yeah. I don't want to be like, stop it. I'm in the middle of something when it doesn't affect them. Yeah. Whatever I'm doing doesn't affect them. I just need to focus outside myself a little bit more and be like, okay, I'm doing my thing right now, but they're having fun too, and I need to let them do that.
Yeah, I really like that because it's almost more. It's almost like giving, or it's like the idea of like just being nice and being serviceful, and like it's almost like a good feeling. I feel like if you can think like that and then continue to like, I don't know, I feel like that'd be almost inspiration to be more patient. To think that by you not being a total butthead, you're allowing other people to become happy.
Yeah,
and that there is a way for you to still do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So like. When you're like, or like what other study habits have you found that maybe help with that? Because I know you talk about you don't like music, whereas I would suggest listening to a really peaceful and not abstract music to help you kind of get in the zone. So how do you get in the zone then? Or is it just like you sit down with a book and you tell yourself you're going to read and you just start reading words and then you block stuff out? Like you just get in like that zone.
Well, I do have to separate myself a little bit. I'll go into like a corner of the house where I'm farther away from the noise, right? I can't be right next to like a huge Bluetooth speaker pumping music, right? I do have to separate myself a little bit. I also I do not do very well if I have not slept.
Okay.
So if I'm extremely tired, and I open a book, I'm gonna just fall asleep. I don't care
yeah, that's me too.
what the noise is or anything. I will fall asleep. So I do have to be well rested, and then I can focus. But if I'm tired, then it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get anything done.
Okay, so then, do you recommend naps? Because I know I used to take naps. Like I would get home from school, take a nap, and I would feel amazing.
Yeah, it varies. Like sometimes you'll take a nap and you wake up and you're like, "What the heck? I am more tired than I was before I went to sleep, and I just wasted like what 2 hours."
I think that's the key though. Maybe I take 20-minute naps. I don't allow my. I don't
understand that. I can't take 20-minute
brain.
naps. Then I feel like it's not enough, and I don't know.
I feel like that's like because at that point it's not sleep, it's rest.
Okay.
It's allowing your brain to shut down.
Yeah.
But maybe not shut down, but it allows it to
relax.
Yeah. Whereas if you do take a 2-hour nap, then your brain is in a mid-shutdown cycle.
And then you wake up and you cut it off.
And it's a hard reset. And that's where I think maybe you're getting caught off guard.
That might be it.
That might be it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would do. Because I would sit there and have to read my AP chemistry textbook, which is not intriguing at all.
No.
And I would start falling asleep.
You can't pay attention, especially when it's boring.
Oh, yeah. And but the 20-minute nap worked every single time.
Okay.
Or I work out, too. Sometimes I allow the adrenaline
helps.
to wake me back up.
Yeah. I would probably just recommend get enough sleep at night. That one's so hard.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my gosh, it's so hard. But get enough sleep at night. And then, when you have to do your homework.
Then you already have just...
Yeah, hopefully, right?
Yeah. I'd also probably say eating well. Because not only sleep fuels you, but the food you eat fuels you. Mm-hmm. What's your diet look like?
What is my diet? Oh, gosh.
And not like a diet isn't like what do you restrict yourself from eating, but like what do
I eat on a normal basis?
What do you eat on a normal basis?
I try to go for like... In the morning, I do have to eat breakfast because then like lunch feels so far away. Or because even if I'm not hungry in the morning, I like have to eat something so I'm not hungry later, right?
Yeah.
So I'll eat like oatmeal or cereal or something.
I love oatmeal. Great.
It's so good. Oh, you ever put like blueberries in your oatmeal?
Well, I put blueberries and strawberries.
Oh yeah, like frozen blueberries.
No, I don't do frozen.
I do frozen stuff because then it like cools it off.
Oh, I just put my oatmeal.
It turns it blue.
I make what?
Yes, it turns your oatmeal blue.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
I'll probably actually have to try that.
Okay, yeah, frozen blueberries.
Frozen blueberries.
Yep, so good. Okay, anyway, that's oatmeal.
But I think that breakfast is super important though, because and I think eating a healthy one too. I like to keep it strictly protein and carbs. That's what I like to eat for breakfast. And I mean technically eggs have fat in it, but it's like not really the same kind of fat.
Yeah,
it's like omega-3 fats.
For you, yeah.
It's more of like a more uplifting kind of fat. But anyways, I do that. And it helps me. It's because they're all fast burning, right? I eat simple carbs. Well, not I guess oatmeal's not simple, but I eat a clean carb. So like the oatmeal, or sometimes I'll have like a whole wheat bagel or something like that, or like Cheerios, plain Cheerios.
Oh my gosh, those are gross. Honey Nut Cheerios are
good. Sweetie, I don't know about that. And then just eggs, and that allows me.
Wait, like all together, all in one meal?
Sometimes.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa. Bro, literally, you should see me when I'm actually bulking. I'll eat like 6 whole eggs and like 2 cups of oatmeal with like a whole bunch of like strawberries, stuff like that.
Wow.
That's
Did
crazy.
you say 6 eggs?
6 eggs. I eat 6 eggs every day.
Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah. My breakfast is like 500 calories.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But I think the principle still applies that like is like that fuel in the morning. I think specifically for me, and it sounds like for you, that you know what works for you in the morning, and then that helps fuel you. But a lot of people say that they get sick in the morning when they eat breakfast, and like I don't know how that works.
Sometimes I don't feel good when I eat like eggs. I don't know.
Explain that.
Oh,
because I would love to. Because I don't understand like how can you feel sick when you're so hungry from the night before, and then you try to eat breakfast and you feel sick. I don't know. I've never had that experience. Like how does that make you feel?
How does it to feel?
Like how does that make you mentally feel that you sometimes get sick from eating eggs in the morning?
Well, I think if you're in the habit of not eating breakfast, then when you can't like all of a sudden start eating food at a different time. You're like trained to eat at certain times of the day, and if you don't eat breakfast for forever, then you're not going to want food at that point, and you can like hold off longer until whenever you're supposed to eat, like lunch or something.
Okay, so it's almost like just like your body transitions.
Like your habit.
Yeah, your habit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just I've never had that experience. Like I will die if I don't eat breakfast. Like I literally shut down.
Yeah.
I can't work. I can't focus. I can't do any of the things we've just been all talking about if I don't eat a good solid breakfast meal.
Yeah. Yeah. I know sometimes I'm like not hungry in the morning, but I like make myself eat because I know I'll be hungry later. Like, and I can't eat when I get hungry later because that's happened before. And I'm just like, I wish I ate breakfast.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
So then what else, in particular, what are your experiences you've had with maybe eating a bad, maybe like when you've had a really bad diet, like how has that made you feel in terms of like your energy levels? Like if you eat pizza for like 3 meals a day, right? You can eat pizza realistically any meal a day.
Breakfast? Are you sure?
Have breakfast pizza. The school serves breakfast pizza.
Are you serious?
Yes, at least they do in my school district.
Strange.
They serve breakfast pizza. It's just sausage though.
Oh, okay. I was like pepperoni pizza in the morning.
No.
Little Caesars, gross.
But like, have you had experiences where you maybe haven't eaten as healthy, and then that's led to? And then how did you like fix that? How did you retransition back into? Like, I don't know, like what kind of turn your light? No, not a plug, but what kind of turn your lights on in understanding that eating the crappy food made you feel crappy?
You know that feeling like when you eat way too many Sour Patch Kids and your tongue is like,
yeah,
it's gross, and it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. Where it's like, it's gross. I hate that feeling so much, and I think I've gotten to that low point so many times that I just hate it now, and I can't eat candy like that anymore.
You know how to cut yourself off.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I've been to the end of this, so I'm eating Sour Patch Kids. I'm like, okay, this is good after like 2, and then you're like, I remember that I've had those experiences where I hate it so much in like 10 seconds. So if I keep eating these, then it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
So just remember.
So it's a habit you've had to build for yourself.
Say it again.
So it's like a habit that you had to build for yourself.
Because like you gotta know when to cut yourself off.
You know when to cut.
Because like if I eat way too much candy, I realize like when we're talking about homework, right?
Yeah.
And studying and that kind of thing. If I eat way too much candy, my brain just gets slower. It takes a little while, but it gets way too slow. It gets slower, and I can't focus. And then I just want to take a nap.
And then you
that's my go-to. Exactly. And it's just a cycle, and I see it happen.
So it's almost like reflecting from all of our mistakes. And I think that like you could take this way out of context. So we're going to try to keep this in context of reflecting on maybe our little habit mistakes. And like we remember that can help us to grow. And I also think that also kind of goes back to patience, right? Like if you were to eat crappy every day and then you had this really like kind of feeling, maybe you wouldn't be able to deal with the thump of your little siblings doing stupid stuff around the house.
And that's definitely happened where I've been unable to deal with it, and then it's that relationship between me and my siblings gets a little
they get hurt.
A little bit. Yeah.
It's all a huge attitude game, which is awesome. I mean, it can be awesome if you're able to play it right, but then it kind of really sucks. And I feel like it's kind of off topic, but I feel like that's kind of maybe what hurts a lot of relationships and like period, not just like obviously, like dating relationship, like relationships in general is like the attitude that people have to each other, but the attitude can be affected by so many different things. It can be affected by obviously stress levels, but that can be affected by your sleeping and eating habits. Everything I feel like is super simple, even though it's a complex issue. Yeah. But you can break it down easily.
Yeah.
Which
They've
is awesome.
got core places where those problems come from.
Yep. And then on to the second topic, kind of. How are you preparing for this? Like, you just turned 18. We had a party that only a couple people showed up to, but we were there. I was there to try to help.
Yes, you were.
And your mom bought heavy whipping cream for the
crazy. Oh.
It was thick. It sat on the top of the soda.
You had to stir it.
Yeah, it was really bad. I look at Riley, I'm elbowing him like, that's supposed to be half and half. He starts dying because he was confused, like, why is this heavy whipping cream? He's like, we making homemade whipped cream? Like, I don't think so. But we were there. We supported. It was good. It was fun.
Appreciate it. It's a crazy night.
That was crazy. So how you taking that? How do you taking the fact that you're an adult? Like, you could go to the store right now and buy cigarettes.
Wow. I have not even thought about that one yet.
Like, how does it make you feel? Because I'm not even there yet. But obviously I'm about to be there, but I'm not. Like, it's not a reality yet. How are you handling that?
It does not feel like, I don't feel any different. I mean, everybody says that. You wake up one day and you're 17, and the next day you turn 18 and you don't feel any different. I guess, I don't know. It's now like qualified in everybody else's minds though that I'm an adult.
Yeah. Are
And
you
not
still in
quite
the Young
mine.
Women's Program at church? Or
Yeah.
are you still so do you go to Relief Society then to coming?
You get to decide when you do that.
Okay.
So I'll probably stick with Young Women's and
Till you leave
stay
or
in our
something?
ward. Yeah, probably.
Okay. That would make sense,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. So it was like, when I get...
Because I've only got a couple more months. I'm
Yeah.
not just going to switch.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't want to leave our Sunday school class.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I want to wait till like I go to college and then I'll go into
And then
elder
that's
storm,
when the
you know?
switch happens, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm really glad that we were able to... We're going to stay in that class and keep it bougie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Sister Penny, too nice.
Love her.
Sister Amaro,
Love her.
awesome. All right. But so then you talked about how that's kind of how you're feeling about that though, but how you then now preparing? Because obviously you can't
Preparing for...
like, how are you preparing for college? Like you're going to college right off the bat
Yes.
and then you're going to mission.
Yep.
So run me down how you are making the adjustments that you need to make in order to be able to do that. Not like spiritually, but like mentally and like physically. Like how are you making the transition over to college life?
Well, I think I was thinking about this a couple years ago when I decided to do... So in my old school district at Kent Meridian, we did the IB program, which is similar to the AP program. And when you're a sophomore, you get to decide whether you're going to go into IB, you're going to do core classes, or you're going to do Running Start. And this was a really big decision for me because it guides the rest of your high school career the next 2 years. And then on to college. Like, it prepares you for college. It gives you a different...
Because like they're college level courses.
Exactly.
And can't you get credit through IB?
Yeah, just like AP. It's just there's some little differences. We don't have to talk about that.
No, but I mean the idea is the same. They're college level courses in the high school.
Yes.
So
So I decided to take these IB and AP courses because I wanted to be prepared for college. I didn't want to get to college and be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Exactly. Where you get there and you're way too overwhelmed and you're already homesick. Like, I was just picturing myself in college. I did not want to be homesick. And then on top of that...
Stupid.
Exactly. So I started preparing, when I started taking these harder classes. And I've gotten better at so many different things, like essay writing and critical thinking, like especially when you're... And discussions.
In the moment, too?
Yeah, in the moment. So when you have to do, like, timed writes, and then you have to be in discussions with people about something that we read, like, 2 weeks ago. So taking these classes have really helped. What else am I doing? I know for like a mission and everything, you have to get up pretty early and you have to be on that strict like sleep schedule. Cause I think they go to bed at like,
I think they go to bed like 9.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
9 or
something
10.
like that.
It depends. I think it depends on like your specific area.
Yeah, it depends. But
at least in this area, I've talked to them. They've said 9, 10ish. That's when they go to bed.
And then they get up at like 6:30.
Every day.
Yes.
And
so
swole.
I know. So like with school and everything, I try to go to bed at a certain time. Try to go to bed like around 10ish and wake up at like 5ish.
Well, yeah, because we have seminary.
Yeah, because we have seminary in the morning. Yeah. So I have to get up earlier than I think normal people.
Yeah.
But that also means I have to go to bed earlier or else I'm exhausted and I can't do my homework. We were just talking about
and then
this.
You just get...
Whoa.
This is what I was...
See,
this is
it all
exactly how I planned it out.
Wow.
That
was
crazy.
Good. That was good. Yeah.
This is what happens when you have like 16 episodes, you know.
You just see what's going... Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I guess that's just, again, building habits. Understanding maybe your... It sounds bad to say faults, but understanding the things that you have to improve on.
Exactly. You have to know what you're not good at.
And obviously not everyone's going to go on a mission, but college is... It's the
idea
idea
of
just...
early classes.
Yeah, early classes, or you're going to have work, or just trying not to get the freshman 15.
Oh gosh, that's a goal right there.
That is the dream. Maybe even a freshman 5 is okay, but I'm hoping
that's okay. Hopefully none. Though.
Hopefully none.
Oh my goodness.
But
we'll have to update.
I'm riding a bike everywhere. I don't have a car. I'm just gonna walk. I'm burning calories.
Okay, do it.
But yeah, I think for me, it's kind of like the same thing where it's I gotta train I want to take early classes anyways. I'm more of a morning person. All my roommates are morning people.
Whoa.
Which
How
is
do you
awesome.
know that?
Because I already found them.
Like you know them?
Well. No,
personally?
but not personally, but there's like a dating app thing that Boise has.
I didn't know that
specifically, where you answer like these little questions, and then you meet people. And then I already have my 4-man group. Has BYU not done dorms yet?
No, we have. So I don't know if you know Brinley Shakespeare. I don't know if anybody listening is gonna. Okay,
who's that?
She's in.
I know of a Shakespeare family.
She goes to our church.
Yeah.
She's gonna be an apartment mate of mine, and we've got 2 other friends with us, and then it's a 6-bedroom apartment.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So does everyone get their own apartment?
No, there's 2 people to a room, and then 2 bathrooms. So there's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So I know 4 of them. I know of 4, and then we've got 2 more coming.
Okay. And so are you on campus?
We're by campus. We're off campus.
So you're actually
we're
off campus.
Pretty close,
okay.
yeah.
So why are you deciding to go off campus instead of
because it was cheaper, and I already had an apartment mate. Like we had already planned this.
Okay.
We were good.
So you were like just boom.
Yeah. We wanted to get on it because we could book it before the dorms on campus.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah. So I honestly was just going in. I said, hopefully I get the honors dorm, and everything I've done is on a whim. But it ended up working out just great. All my guys are super cool. We're all morning people. We're all, I would say, nerds because we all like technology and like engineering, stuff like that. So I'm actually really happy with that.
You got to find people that are like you.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Good.
Like, and I needed to have people that are morning people that are chill. And I think I found them. They're awesome. Anyways, but yeah, so the way I've kind of like found that is like building those habits and like continually trying to like understand that I'm not going to live in my house. I'm not going to have my mom
mentally
make me
prepare
food
that you're
all the
not going to
time.
have your family anymore, or Puyallup, or my house. Yeah,
or the really crappy traffic.
Meridian. Well, we'll see. You haven't been to Boise yet.
I won't be driving a car though. I'll be on a bike.
Okay.
And knowing me, I'll probably won't be going out that far. Mainly, will probably be at the library, and my dorm, and class, and the gym.
Got it.
Which is all. But here, school and my house and class and my library, which is really just my room and my study area, are 15 minutes away, 20 minutes with traffic. So with the dorm, it's just me. I'm like, my classes are right below me in my dorm because I'm in the honors dorm.
Okay.
So our honors classes are right below us, and it's a brand new building. It's sicko mode. Wow. So we all get our own rooms, and it's pretty sick. Anyways,
cool.
But yeah, so it's like that idea of like building those habits. I really like that because that's what I do. Yeah. And I don't know. I always like look at people and like, not like, this sounds bad. Like it sounds judgy, but like I'm observing other people's habits.
Yeah.
And just taking it in like, that
would
makes
I
sense.
do that? Maybe.
Yeah. Would I do that? What would happen if I did that?
Yeah.
Probably not good things. All right, we're gonna keep doing what I do.
Exactly.
Like learning from other people's
find
mistakes.
The things you want to do that other people are doing. Exactly.
It's like dating. Just keep going around. Figure it out. Oh, that person, they fart on me all the time. Okay, we're not going that way. That person doesn't know their left from their right hand. Okay, nope. All right, we're good. We're not going to go there.
It's all the same. It all comes back around.
Yes. And then I don't know. I want to talk about what you've learned in high school. Like not like class. I mean, you could probably talk about classes. Like for example,
specific topics.
Well, yeah. Like maybe like what are some things that really piqued your interest that you've learned as you've been growing as a strong young woman?
Oh yeah.
Going through freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Like kind of run me down that.
Okay. Well, I've learned that I'm pretty good at English. Like that topic probably comes most natural to me. I've definitely had to get better at English classes and that kind of thing. Like getting better at writing essays and that kind of. And
it's an art, honestly. I mean, it makes sense why it's called English language arts.
Exactly. Yeah. I found that that's probably the easiest for me, but I've still had to work at it. Ooh.
You're good.
I've had to like fail on a lot of essays in order to realize, oh wait, this way that I'm like positioning essays and that kind of thing is not working. So I've had to fix that. But that definitely comes easier to me. I've realized that. I hate science. I do not like science at all.
I love science.
No.
Get out of my house.
Oh, well.
That's tough. Just kidding. We need to finish this and not kick you out, but
later. Yeah. I'll leave later. Yeah, I do not like science, sadly.
Like, okay, specifically why? Like chemistry, physics, or you just don't like the idea of having math
experiments.
And experiment. Oh, you hate
like
experiments?
I don't hate experiments. I hate the fact that you have to write so much before you actually do the experiment, and then you have to write more.
That's how you understand it.
No, I don't care. I just want to do the experiment and then be done with it and be like, crazy. Oh, that didn't work. It did work. Oh, so cool.
Man, you should see my lab reports. They are like 8 pages long.
I hate lab reports. That is why I hate science.
8 pages long. And we did it last week, and we're about to graduate. And my AP Chem teacher really said, all right, here we go. Well, bam.
I already took chemistry. I do not want to do that again. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
I found that I love math, though.
Okay, so you like math, but you don't like science.
Yeah, but it doesn't come as easy. Like
it's more of a grind.
Yes.
I noticed that.
So I've taken AP Calculus this year.
Yes.
Love that class, but I also hate it so much because...
My cousin took it. She said it was awful. She said the AP test was the epitome of her life.
What?
That's what she said. It was terrible. She said it was the hardest thing she's ever done. She's a junior, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She took it. Yeah. Yeah, I love that class because, like, when I actually figured out, so it's taken me a while. So I feel like, okay, this is kind of a longer story.
Just
but
go for it.
Last year, I took pre-calculus at my old school, and this teacher was a little different. He never taught, like, ever. Like, we were supposed to read the textbook ourselves.
Wait, your teacher this year or last year?
Last year.
Okay,
Last year.
last
This is
year.
pre-calculus last
Okay.
year. He never taught, ever. Never was there a lecture or anything. He was there to answer our questions and give us assignments. So we would read the textbook, teach ourselves
That
with
sucks.
air quotes.
I could not do that.
No, I could. I thought, yeah,
No.
I could not.
Math had a textbook, not the move.
No, it was terrible. So we had to read, take notes, and they were structured notes. Like but he didn't really check up on you. Like if you wanted the A, you had to get the A. Otherwise, you failed the class. Like most kids in this class failed. But you had to completely teach yourself everything. He would not teach. He would ask. Like we could go to him for questions and that kind of thing.
But there was never like instructional period
Yes,
where you're like,
never.
here you go.
I think he got up once to teach a subject when everybody was confused and somehow at the same point.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
But he also gave really hard projects that we had to figure out. So, and you could only figure it out if you had taught yourself. So it was a struggle.
A big like
Yes.
hole that you
Yeah.
dug yourself into.
Exactly. I did pass the. I got an A in both semesters. That is one of the proudest moments of my life. Let me tell you. But starting this year in AP Calc, I did not feel prepared at all, and I felt way behind, especially because I moved here and they had an entire summer packet that was like insanely
Yeah,
huge
that's
that
what
I had
we
to
had.
finish in like a week. Because I got there and they're like, "Oh, turn it in," and I said, "Oh, I did not even."
And then you were grinding.
Exactly. Did it that first week. So I fell behind. I felt like I fell behind the entire beginning of the school year. But right now, as like we're getting to the end of the school year, I feel like I'm finally able to understand, after the AP exam.
You guys are still
we
doing
just took our
stuff?
final. Yeah.
Wait, what do you guys? Oh, because like we obviously still have final. Like we
Yeah.
just did that in AP chemistry too. Like even though we took the test, you still have more crap you got to do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We had our final like a week ago, but he's still giving us like an assignment a day. They're pretty easy.
Okay.
They're good. And this is where it's fun because I feel like I finally understand.
Yeah.
And then I get it and I can look at these graphs and know exactly what's going on, and it's fun when you get it.
I honestly feel like
It's
the
like
exact same way,
riddles and-
especially with math too. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's how they do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Trigstar. Like, do you know what Trigstar is?
No.
Okay, like trig, like law of cosines, law of
Oh
sines.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Trig. Yeah.
So like trig in general, we were really focused at least in our school because
Mm-hmm.
we have a local like 501c group, also political interest group, and they actually hold a contest at our school, and so
Whoa.
we have like a test, like a math contest,
Okay.
and it's a test. I won this year. I got $100.
Whoa!
Tea.
Look at you.
Yeah, and I totally bombed the state test because I didn't study. But like for example, like it was for land surveying. So like we go through, and the test is all about like land surveying with triangles and like taking that, you know how law of sine works. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
compare them, then you do law of cosine, and it's like, but they put it in a real world application. So it's so
Okay.
fascinating to be like,
Yeah.
that's how they
Like,
do it.
You can actually use this stuff.
Like yeah, like this is like real world problems, and like our final right now, it's like none of it is just basic problems. Like they're all story problems that you have to be able to like interpret. But that's exactly what you're talking about. Like it's so crazy. Like that's like real. Like this is
Yeah.
a real thing people actually do. And then I don't know. Just for me, that's what kind of keeps me going. At least in math, is like that constant understanding. Like once you get it, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
And
just
you see how it connects with everything else. Like I finally went back to the beginning of my notebook and started reading through. I'm like, oh my gosh, I get it now. After I learned everything at the end of the year.
Yeah. Even though you might be confused, I feel like just grinding all the time and just memorizing, like algorithms, memorizing
lot of
all this stupid
memorizing.
stuff. But yeah, it really does pull all together.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the money shot for me. Like no cap. I know like when I look back on this whole podcast thing in like 20, 50 years and I say no cap, I'm going to slap myself, but no cap. That is like so fulfilling.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's something that kind of carried me through AP Chem, but AP Chem continued to drag me down with just how confusing it was.
Yeah,
It was just-
chemistry's so hard. It's just like it's so simple, like the concept is,
But
where you
it's
have
very
to. Oh,
in-depth.
it's very hard.
And what I think is funny is that biology, physics, and like science is one huge thing. But then when you try to break it up into chemistry, physics, and biology, they low key like border each other so close. But then you don't get like what you get in math, which is the full circle that kind of helps keep you along. So then you get in chemistry, and you guys can't see, but I'm trying to like make a circle with like a little edge. But like Aidan can see it, but you're so close to reaching full circle, and then they cut you off. And then you're left like,
almost saw it connect, and then you did it.
and then you have and then you're still just confused.
Yes.
And then you can't like feel the, I did it. It's kind of like the restoration. Boom. Well, bam,
Whoa.
church. That's crazy. Anyways. But yeah, that's something that really, I think maybe that's why you don't like science as much. Well, and obviously you talked about like the labs, but what helps me carry through labs is the little circles. So maybe it's not a full circle for me. It's like little circles I pull together. So maybe for you, I kind of like to do this where I'm just like analyzing people's brains.
Got it.
Maybe it's because the lab reports suck so much and you're kind of edging the full circle concept that it can't bring you fulfillment. So then you're like, this sucks.
Exactly.
And then you just,
yeah.
Yep. That's crazy.
I think that's part of it.
But then you love English.
Yeah.
And I hate English. I mean, I think I've grown to like it a little bit more just because my English teacher right now is so awesome. And I think I've learned more this year than I have at all.
Yeah, your teacher definitely helps.
Yeah. My teacher's awesome. My teacher's a member. And I make fun
you've
of
talked
her.
about her before, yes.
Yeah, Miss Smile or Sister Smile. Sister Smile.
Smile, like smile, but...
Yeah, I think it's SCHI... I don't know. It's just Smile. I can probably pull it up my phone real quick.
Okay.
For the audience, let's see what this is. Who called me?
Can't get it wrong.
My stepdad called me, but he can reply back. All right. So let me go to my Skyward. He really be calling me like that, though. So...
Smile.
Yeah, so it's SCHMEIL.
Schmeal?
Schmile.
Looks like schmeal in my head.
It's Schmile.
Okay.
She's an English teacher. But anyways, she definitely has connected some of those circles in like argumentative essays or like how to pull an audience in. Like she helped me write my Boise State Honors College little essay thing. And she's like, this sucks. Oh, and then she talked about like how I can make the circles connect.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably part of the reason why I got in, which is awesome. Anyways, I feel like I've been talking for like the past 5 minutes, but you got anything else to say about like what high school has taught you, maybe strategies or things about peers or things about people in general that you've had to experience throughout high school that you're going to continue taking on for the rest of your life?
That was the biggest question I think you've asked ever.
I don't know. I think it's something that I've been, especially since like this huge, self-development thing anyways, it's something I look at constantly every single day. It's like, what do I learn literally just at school? Like not like curriculum, but like what principles can I learn from school? Yeah. Go for it.
Oof.
Whip it out.
Oh, I gotta think for a second.
It's kind of a big question.
It is a really big question.
I don't feel like if you don't constantly think about it, it's kind of hard to whip something out.
Yeah.
But
okay, one thing I've learned is just that just about popularity. We can talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
It does not matter.
No.
Like at all.
Not.
Like at all. Like I'm thinking about this. Like all those who have worked so hard to get popular in their high school career, we're ending school in like less than 2 weeks.
I end in 5 school days. I'm out before you. I think you're out like this Friday, right?
Yeah, we have like 6 more days. What day is it?
Today is Wednesday.
We have like 7 more days.
Wednesday the 5th. I graduate on the 12th at 7 p.m.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we graduate the 15th. But anyway, all that they've worked for, it's gonna be over.
Gone.
As soon as high school's over, like that hierarchy of, is that how you say that word?
Hierarchy. I think that's how you say it.
I think that's how you say it. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's like it's over. Yeah, and I know that. Like I feel like as I moved in, I joined leadership and it was super cool, and I feel like I've been able to get a really good look at these people who seem popular, but I've been able to see how much they're fighting to stay on top, and I've gotten like a really good look at that, and it's really interesting to me because I think deep down everybody is at the same level, but deep down everybody isn't as confident as you think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this popularity thing just does not matter, at all.
Yeah, and I kind of want to go into a church thing a lot because that's kind of what what youth conference is all about, right?
Yeah,
it's that idea of we are all sons and daughters of God.
Yeah, that was
and that's
point of youth conference.
The only popularity that even matters is that we are popular in His heart, which we are.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think that's a huge wake up thing. I think maybe that was part of my influence on wanting to not be so like concerned about my social status.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't really look back at my junior year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a huge thing. I think it's really important to understand.
Yeah, I think I've had to learn what to actually define myself by, not by how many friends I have or
any other social standards.
Yeah, or my grades. Even that, those don't define me. My state test scores, the school I'm going to go to, that doesn't define me.
No.
What does define me is it's how many people I lift in a day, how many people I like smile at and make sure they feel good about themselves. It's like it goes back to what we were talking in the very beginning, where it's looking outside yourself. I think that's what I've kind of realized. Yeah, that's what defines you.
So it's what's outside of you that
yes,
defines you.
Exactly. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
That's what it is. And I know it's really hard for me to. That's something I'm learning how to do. How to look outside myself in every aspect.
It's hard for a lot of people, though.
Yeah,
I think to be honest,
like for most people, yeah.
That is a really hard concept to try to understand, for sure. Especially if you don't have a gospel-oriented background. I feel like I couldn't even imagine having to try to do that without that initial foundation. I know your dad and I use this really good foundation, right? We talk about the foundation of stuff, and I feel like without that foundation of the son and daughter of God stuff, I feel like that'd be so hard to build.
That is the core of everything. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
If you don't know that, like, who are you?
Yeah,
like...
who are you? Who are you, boy? Who are you? Shut up, stupid.
No, like, where do you gain your worth if you're not? Like, I know that I'm pretty cool, right? But that's not where my worth comes from. And if I try to define myself by how cool I am, or just me by myself without like my savior and that kind of thing, then I am nothing, and I will never measure up. But with my savior and trying to look outside myself, trying to do that, striving to do that, even though I'm not perfect, that's what gives me worth and defines me. Yeah.
I think it's also because I think that answer is the way it is because what defined Christ? What defined the savior that allows us to have a value? It was that looking outside of ourselves. That's all Christ did, right? He didn't care about himself. He washed. Who was that guy that I think that was literally in our Come Follow Me this week? Who's the guy that betrayed him? One of his, it was like started the.
Oh my gosh, Ines.
Huh? It was like Simon's son, or what? It doesn't matter. But he still washed his feet, even though he knew he was going to betray him.
Yes, he knew. Of course, he knew. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like this idea of like being so selfless that you build yourself up.
That's the goal. Yeah.
That's the goal. And I think that is like this is the reason why looking outside of ourselves defines us, because that's what the Savior did. And like, you know, we're going to go out and straightly, like, you know, God is real, you know, he's alive, boom, bop, bang, you know, like that's all what we're going to testify to. And so I think to us, especially, or at least other members or even other denominations of Christianity like that, I don't know, it's just like, it's such a strong foundation. It's like a foundation with rebar in it. You know, because if you just have normal concrete, it just cracks, but you put rebar in it and doesn't. That's so like, it's such a big thing that I think a lot of people have to try to understand.
Yes.
It's really awesome to be able to hear that, and it still plays a role. And I think every single person I've interviewed has talked about the importance that I say this every single time too. So this is probably a broken record right now.
Okay.
Every single person I've talked to, Maverick, your dad, teachers that aren't even members of the church. I think the only person that didn't say this was my AP Gov teacher. But that's because him and I were just going on rants about politics. But we all talked about the importance of leadership and the importance that has in our lives.
Like being a leader, or
like what? Leadership as in like
the leaders in our lives.
Like service work. So like normally you see like a leader is like always being selfless. So like just selflessness.
Yeah.
How much impact and value selflessness has in our lives? Like every single person I've had. And I think you and I just now are talking so much about it, so it's a little bit easier to kind of see that full picture. But it's
a circle.
Yeah, but it's such a full, like, not only and plus I always talk about how doctrine and life stuff are the same. Like they're supposed to be hand in hand, but like, that's such an important doctrine to live our life by, of selflessness all the time. Okay, now I want to get into this. We are youth. We are in this position where we have to always constantly try to improve ourselves. You know, like you're going to college, you are trying to prepare for a mission. You have all these things that you have to be honest, you have to be selfish about. Like you have to do schoolwork, right?
Yeah.
You can't, you know, you talked about how you want to allow your family to be happy with you not bickering at them about being loud, but maybe they'd be even happier if you were with them. So you know what I mean? It's like this, like, I'm not trying to call you or I selfish, or I'm not trying to call any college student that's,
although we are, but
we are, but so how can we balance our selfishness, because we do have to build ourselves up, versus our selflessness? Because if we are completely selfless, then we won't be able to build ourselves up to be better selflessness. You know what I mean? Because like even Christ understood that he was the Christ. Like he didn't just go live in a dirt pile and wash cars for free. Like he understood that he was the Son of God, and he used his power to. I don't know how to explain this, but you know what I mean. Like he still built himself up.
Like, are you saying like take time breaks for ourselves kind of thing?
Yeah, but so how do we balance that idea and that concept of doing the most selflessness we can, but still being selfish and building ourselves up?
Mm-hmm. Well,
so how do you balance that?
I think. Okay, I've been doing this thing recently where.
Go for it.
This is going to go back to religion, but where.
That's fine.
Every morning in my prayers, I ask my Heavenly Father to tell me to help me know what He needs me to do that day, and sometimes and I listen throughout the day. I just try to have the Spirit with me, and like, if I feel good about doing something, like if I have to make a decision about going to someone's house or even doing my homework or just whatever I need to do, I turn to my Heavenly Father and I ask Him, I'm like, which one should I do? And I go with the one that I feel like the Spirit is telling me to do. And sometimes that isn't homework, and sometimes that's playing with my siblings, or sometimes it's
do whatever else you just
do it. Yeah, whatever it is. Sometimes it's not what I feel like I need to get done. But I do know that I have been blessed to, in the end, get everything done that needed to be done.
Yeah.
Even if get everything that He knew needed to be done, even if I didn't realize that was what needed to be done.
Well, I think sometimes those actually do coincide together.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do.
Like homework, or like
often
if you
they
have like
don't.
if you have a big like assignment. Obviously, He wants to see the big assignment done too.
But I can give you like a specific example.
Okay,
so I think it was the beginning of this year where I had to decide so I was either going to finish my homework that was due the next day. It was like a big project. It was due the next day, or I was going to go to Mutual. And I felt like I really needed to go to Mutual. I asked Heavenly Father, and I felt like I needed to go. So I did, even though I didn't get any of my homework done. And I was stressed about it, but I just decided to just not worry about it because I felt like that was what I needed to do. Yeah. So the next day at school, I didn't have any of my homework done. And my teacher, like out of the blue, pushed the due date back another day. So I was able to get it done because that was important to me, and my Heavenly Father knew that. But he made it possible for me to do both. So this idea of selflessness. They're all going together now. Selflessness versus selfishness. Mm-hmm. When we focus on being selfless and turning our day over to God and doing what He needs us to do,
He rewards us back.
He'll give us time to recoup, like to rest. He gives us that time. It's not like we're going to constantly have to keep pushing to do His will. He's going to give us time to grow and to also rest at the same time. I think He makes time for both, although it's not on our timetables. So
yeah, it's on His, and like
yes,
and He knows best anyways.
Yeah,
which is awesome. And I do have similar experiences with that idea of like pushing stuff off. Like the AP Gov final was on a Monday. You know who didn't study on Sunday? Me.
You.
I did not study on that Sunday.
Yeah.
And I killed that test.
Yes.
I could not have gotten that any more confident.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Mm-hmm. Did you take AP Gov?
No, I didn't.
I don't think you did.
No.
But yeah, like I don't know. I really like that because it's so to me, especially with this whole journey on talking to new people and expanding perspectives, it's really surprising to hear a lot of other like-minded people. Mm-hmm. And this is why I think it was so important to not have necessarily an interview with you, but have this in-depth conversation, because this is probably the most in-depth we've ever had a conversation about, like really kind of like dig into what things are happening, what things are, all this stuff. Yeah. And I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like the opportunity to be able to do that. So that's huge because, like I said, I feel that exact same thing when I don't do homework on Sundays.
Yeah.
I feel amazing on Monday.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think He puts Sunday aside for that rest that you're
talking about. Or even just like we were talking about going to Mutual versus doing something else. Like you will still be prepared. And yes, obviously other people experience that, but being able to hear another person experience, it's really like warm feeling, and it's like welcoming. So it's really cool to be able to hear that. Anyways, let me see what we're at right now. Well, we're at 47 minutes. That's crazy.
Whoa.
All right. So
that's a long time.
Yeah. I think we're just going to go straight into the quick questions. So the quick questions, because they take me 2 seconds to say, but they aren't typically quick answers. However, if it ends up being like that, that's fine.
Okay. No pressure.
Who/what inspires you the most? If you have multiple ones, you can go for it. Okay. And then explain kind of how that works and why.
Who or what inspires me the most?
Could be cliche. It's fine. Just
Gosh.
whatever. But
Yeah.
you better have a good explanation for it. Like
Oh
in
my
English.
goodness.
Like you can give a pretty crappy answer, but you better give a whole explanation on why.
It. Yep. Inspires me. Probably, I'm gonna say my mom and my dad. We're gonna go with that answer. Right. My mom and my dad.
So simple.
They're
answer,
both yes. So they're both very different, but they like complement each other perfectly. So my dad, he's super blunt, and
he is.
Yes, he is. He's very blunt. He has an opinion, and he says it whether you're ready for it. Exactly.
He's giving it.
And he inspires me because I need to be more blunt like that sometimes.
You need to get slapped in the face?
Yeah. Personally, for me, like, I go to him for the honest answer of exactly, like, how did I ask him how I did. I want the exact answer. I want to know whether it was good or bad, whether it was terrible or not. And he inspires me because he'll give me that blunt answer, but then he gives me hope of how I can do better. And I think that's important when you're blunt. And because of those blunt answers, I feel like I can grow in whatever I'm asking him about how I did or whatever. And then my mom, she inspires me because she is one of those selfless people that I look up to. She's so selfless. She just, I mean, I think being a mom, inherently, you're selfless anyway, right?
Especially with eight kids.
Yeah, exactly.
All the way from, how old is your youngest sibling?
How old is she? She's a year and a half.
She's a year and a half. So
almost
a year and a half to 18.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So every age in between. Exactly. She's one of those selfless people I look up to. And she inspires me because I want to be like her.
Like you want to be like that person that's just willing and able to do all. It almost seems like she's seemingly doing everything. Like simultaneously.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So what's one short-term thing you would recommend people listening to do before they go to bed? So like a small thing that's kind of like a low maintenance or like just a low commitment thing. Go for it.
Okay.
That you do that maybe helps you, like whatever you do. I don't know. Like some people say journaling, like your dad said journaling. Yeah.
I was actually going to say journaling.
Journaling? Yeah. Okay, so kind of explain why, because it's probably different than your dad's.
I don't know what he said. So
there you go.
I would say journaling because, and not just journaling about like what you did what you did that day. Like you went to the grocery store. Nobody wants to hear about that. I don't even want to read back. No one cares. I don't even care about that. If I wrote it down and be like, I don't even care about this. Why? But journal about like, there's this talk by Henry B. Eyring. He talked about, I think it's called "Oh Remember." And he talked about his journaling experience and how he's kept a journal every single night for I don't know how long, but like forever.
He's a really old dude. So
yes, he is. So a really, really long time.
Really long time.
Yeah. But he would write every time before he would write, he would ask himself, how did he see God's hand in his life that day? And
your dad says that.
Did he say that?
Yeah, your dad said that.
Oh my gosh, we're like the same person.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So every time I journal, I'm really bad at doing this every single day, but I do it.
It's a thought that counts sometimes.
When I can. Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. I'll ask myself, how did I see God's hand in my life that day? And I'll write it down, and that'll inspire me in the moment when I'm writing it down because I remember it, and that's really cool. But then later when I go back and reread that journal, it's so cool because I get to relive that again, and I get to remember just like the talk was called.
Yeah, remember.
I get to remember what my Heavenly Father did for me that day. And I gain confidence and I realize, oh, he's done this for me before. He can do this for me again. And I've had so many times where I'm going through something and I forgot that I've already gone through something similar. And I'll randomly read something and it's exactly what I needed.
You need.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like when you read the scriptures and it's exactly what you need to hear, but it's like my own words. It just came through the Spirit.
And it's a little bit more like bite-sized, I guess, especially when it's, because like sometimes you have to like ponder and then pray about the scripture, whereas if it's already in your own handwriting and like you're already in, like you're like,
I've already lived it.
It's a quick fix.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I really like that. And I don't necessarily journal. But I do a daily recap like before I go to bed because I can't like instantly fall asleep.
Like in your head or what?
I do like in my head. Well, I talk out loud. Like I low key will actually talk out loud to myself and be like, okay, this, and I think maybe writing it down or even keep it maybe like a video log would be nice because then I could go back and listen.
Yeah.
But I do.
Yeah, I think it's important to record it.
Yeah,
somehow.
I do like though because I do this all the time. But like that just daily, refresh, like what happened.
Reflection. Yeah.
Reflect. There you go. I totally butchered that. But yeah, daily reflection is so key. I feel like just something I do.
Okay, I have a question for you. How are your roommates going to feel about this?
What do you mean?
When you like relive your day out loud
I don't go
before you
I'm
go
not
to
that
bed.
loud. I'm like whispering. I'm like,
Still creepy.
it's not that weird. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'll figure it out. I mean, they're gonna have to deal with me podcasting, so let's see how that works.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But I don't know. My friend said something about how they have like recording studios at Boise.
Whoa.
That would be really nice because then I get
Then you're not
soundproof
annoying
walls.
people.
I know.
Wow.
I'll tell my whole family to be quiet while I'm doing this stuff.
I can hear your mom in the background. Love
Yeah,
her.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just definitely daily reflections so important, and especially for spirituality too. Like just being able to like reflect, like the what's the primary hymn? Count your many blessings.
Yeah.
Something
It's
along
just a
that
hymn,
line.
but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a child hymn. Oh,
It's in the hymn book.
oh, that's crazy. Well, because I'm a child of God's in the hymn book though.
Yeah,
too.
you're right. Yeah.
And it's like one of the
It's
most
both.
highly. It's both.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. Anyways, what's one long-term thing you would recommend? Like a challenge or a program or a book or like an action that you do, like a habit almost.
Okay.
Because journaling can happen like before you go to bed. Like you can try it for like a week or whatever. That's pretty short term. But something that's a little bit more intensive that you do.
Wow.
Or that you maybe would want to try and explain why.
Oh. Want to? You haven't even done it yet. I could do that. Okay.
Maybe.
There's so many ways I could go with this. A long-term thing. Okay, repeat the question. A long-term thing.
What's one long-term thing or like a long-term commitment that you would recommend for people to do that you have personally done or that you have like thought of? So like it could be a challenge or like a program. Or you got it?
Yeah, I got it. I got one. Go. So there's this one challenge that my aunt, who lives in Yakima, that's irrelevant, but anyway, my aunt, she challenged. So she wanted to be healthier, and it was just this 30-day challenge that she wanted all of us to do together.
Who's all of us?
That's a good question. I should answer that. So my aunt, a couple of my other aunts, a bunch of my cousins, me and my sister, my grandparents.
Probably your mom too. Huh?
Yeah, my mom. Yeah. I counted that.
So a bunch of like just family.
Just family. She wanted us to do it together so we could like help each other and
motivate each other.
Keep
nice,
each
like,
other
support
accountable,
group.
that kind of thing. Yeah. So this challenge, it consisted of like 10 different things that involves just like your health. So like eating.
Let's count them off.
Oh, I don't remember all 10.
Oh, that's crazy.
But
okay.
There were a lot. There was like eating healthy, exercising, and then there's some spiritual things like read your scriptures every day. Yeah. There's like do family history work for like every day. And a lot of like self-control things and just being healthy.
Like
and
habit building stuff.
Yes, and there were 10 of them. I can't remember all of them. And we did it for like 30 days. And for every day, you got like 10 points at the most. And if you missed one, that was okay. But at the end of this, you're trying to beat everybody else and get the most points possible. I think it was like 300. And I just thought it was a really cool challenge just because I had to exercise a lot of self-control. I think that we did this over my birthday. Oof. So, and one of them was like not eating sugar or something. And oof. It was my birthday and I was like, am I really going to not eat sugar for this one point? And there's just a lot of small decisions like that. Not as big as like having cake on my birthday or something. Yeah. But it made me like exercise self-control and realize that sometimes the sugar is unnecessary. I think that's kind of where I realized that sugar is like making me super tired. I think that was the point in my life.
And plus when I dropped sugar, my acne, like I used to be straight pizza face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it used to be bad.
Wow.
So I cut all the sugar and it helped real nice.
Wow, good. See?
Yeah, and I eat tuna.
Gross.
I eat tuna out of the bag.
Ew.
It's not that bad, actually. You should try it. It's not
no, that sounds terrible.
It's not that bad. It's just straight protein. It's not that bad.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess the long-term thing would just be like...
challenge yourself?
Yeah.
Like
something,
find something maybe that you need to work on. Because obviously some people aren't going to be... Yeah, I'm going to go start reading the scriptures and they are like atheists or something like that. Like people aren't going to, but like...
baby steps, yeah.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yeah.
But think about...
Just do a challenge, I guess.
Think about some things maybe you should change in your life and challenge yourself to do it.
Sure.
Become comfortable with the uncomfortable. I love that saying.
Oh, comfortable with the... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
in some aspects, not all aspects, please.
Huh?
Don't become comfortable with...
all uncomfortable things?
All uncomfortable things. Sometimes uncomfortable things are uncomfortable for a reason. This is going off.
Oh, I think... Are you talking about like a spiritual thing? Or what are you trying to talk about?
Sure.
Well, I mean, I guess you could do that because I guess there's like you could be uncomfortable with like the Holy Ghost be like, don't be at this party.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm saying.
But if you get comfortable with it, okay, that's really good.
Okay, sorry, I was just making you question your...
No, I like that though. because it actually does provide context into that.
Okay.
And I don't think my context was like that, but I think that to
Different
maybe
perspectives.
other people,
Yes.
that'd be really good. That's awesome.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I end every single episode with a high five.
Yes.
So you ready? Okay, look at my elbow, and we're not messing this up.
That was good.
And we're done.